Summer is here, a bountiful supply of great Maine seafood, vegetables, and all kinds of other things. We are in the Maine Studio Kitchen with David Turin from David's Restaurant at David's 388 in South Portland. What have you got on the menu for us today, sir?
Well, summertime, I got some salmon, beautiful, beautiful salmon with the avocado tomato chutney, fresh basil, pretty much everything you get out of your garden, delicious stuff.
All right, where do we begin?
Well, let's get this salmon in the oven to start. So I've got some beautiful salmon fillets. You can get them made like this. So the thing I like about salmon is a little smoke flavor. Everybody likes smoked salmon.
Yeah.
And so what I've got here is some smoked salt and some pepper. I'm going to do that on both of these. Super easy. A little olive oil.
Right.
And these are going to go right in my oven right here.
Okay.
All right. So moving on, we don't need this anymore.
Okay.
So the topping, so while that's roasting, this is awesome. So the theme for me in the summer is try not to turn the oven on.
I love that.
You could grill that salmon, you could roast it, whatever. And then all this stuff is just, your neighbor runs over and says, oh, I have these incredible tomatoes. And
that's a good neighbor, by the way.
That's a good neighbor. And if you have a neighbor that brings you over avocados out of your garden, even better. But
that's a remarkable neighbor.
Probably not going to happen in Maine. But who doesn't want avocados? So we're going to just take some of these. And I don't really like them too small. And you know it's going to be a good day when you open them up and they look like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I've got some thinly sliced red onion, some beautifully fresh basil.
Is some of your favorite time to cook just because we do have all these fresh ingredients?
Oh my gosh, yeah, you go into the garden and it's like,
yeah,
you know, and the problem is there's too much to cook in the amount of time that it's ripe. Yeah. So, you know.
So we just got to eat more.
So this is my favorite thing to do. So everybody should have one of these. This is a microplane. It's like the modern chef's version of a grater. And it's everything, it does everything from things like lemon or lime to Parmesan cheese. And you can just see it makes the lemon so fine, right?
Wow, it is remarkably fine.
And so I've done some of that ahead. And it avoids getting all of the white part of the lemon that has got, like, I don't know, it's a lot of bitter, it's unpleasant.
So you just get that pure citrusy flavor.
Super simple, just some fresh lemon here. I've already juiced some, so we have that. And we have this right here. This is also my friend, I love this thing. And so a little bit of salt and some pepper. And I think what really makes this is a little Maine maple syrup.
Nice.
So, and that is all you got to do. So you've succeeded in doing all the work ahead of time before your guests arrive or your family's home, or you cut it up in the morning when it's still cool in your house.
Yeah.
You put the salmon on the grill outside. You don't have to do anything with it except for season it and grill it or roast it. And, all right, let's see how we're doing here.
Okay.
All right, we got this. Rob, grab me a couple of those plates right there. All right. So, beautiful piece of roasted salmon.
And those vegetables just look so good, and I love that the lemon zest almost, I can smell it, but I can't even see it. It's so fine.
And a little bit of that olive oil, and a little bit of this smoked salt, and we are done. That is it, right there.
That's it.
Smoked salmon with tomato avocado chutney.
You fired up the grill. You succeeded. You did not turn on the stove. You did not turn on the oven, and you took advantage of the best of summer. The recipe is, of course, on our website. Go to newcentermaine.com, the 207 section. That's where you're going to find David's recipe for the salmon with avocado and tomato, and more information about David's Restaurant, David's 388, and David's Opus 10.
Thank you, Rob.
Pleasure to have you with us, as always.
It's fun.
Stay with us. We're going to be back with more of 207 right after this.